Hello everybody, I'm Ben, and in today's video we review the latest US CPI release, examine the key details behind the numbers and consider what they mean for the broader macro outlook. I then explain how this informed my positioning in the Nasdaq and why I look for long entries but at better prices. So let's dive in. July CPI came in right on expectations. Headline up 0.2%, core up 0.3%, core goods excluding autos were up 0.2% as well. Softer than June, but still stronger than last year's flat trend. The tariff pass-through is slowing, but we're only about a quarter of the way through the process. Service inflation held at 0.4%, with airline fares up, hotel prices down, and rents moving in line with trend. So the pressure is still in goods. Services are cooling, and the Fed stays on track for easing later this year, starting in September. You can look at the Fed watch to right here. There we see that before the CPI data it was priced in the probability for a cut at around 85%, and now after the release it's about 94%. So let's look at the chart. I wanted to buy. So what I did was I waited for the price to hit this accumulation zone. When we look at the volume, you can put the volume profile right here over this accumulation, then we see that the most volume was being printed in this area right here. And that's exactly where I search for my long trades, because the ideas behind that is that here we are accumulating before the data. And maybe some participants are positioned for the short side. And after the data comes out, they need to switch sides, and that's exactly what they can do here. They can close their short positions, and what is that? It's also a long. So I waited for price to hit this zone. What we see here was also a little bit of news. It was between Powell and Trump. Trump said that he would sue Powell over construction of Fed buildings, and after that came out, it was very clear for me that we are going to use this news to push the price down in the zone and for better prices, because I do not want to buy here after this data. I want to buy as low as possible and in liquidity. Yeah, and that's exactly what's happened here. We can see this high stopping volume in this liquidity. And that was also a factor why I did this first long trade right here. After the aggressive buyers stepped in, which we can see in Bookmap in just a second. So it was right here after this little accumulation. So here was the first trade after we hit this liquidity and after we had this high stopping volume. And when then the aggressive buyers stepped in, which we can see in the delta right here, I scaled into my position, 2 contracts, with the initial position of 2 contracts. So I was long with 4 contracts, and then I had my first target in this volume zone right here. I got it right here, the target, and it was being hit there. And the second target was just a daily high, which was right there. And it was a good trade in my opinion. It was around 800 ticks in the Nasdaq with 4 contracts, so you can do the math on that. And that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. Like and follow and comment for more, or if you have any questions. So see you next time. Bye bye.